Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I'm your hostess and your melanated queen, Lil Foxy, aka Seventh Wonder. How are y'all doing? My apologies for the delay. I was in here trying to get the settings right here. So I had this live stream set up somewhere else, but I ended up moving it again. All right. So I know that we are delayed and I do apologize for that. And then I ended up getting a phone call, y'all. So you know how it goes. So let me go ahead and send this link out to a couple of people. I don't know if they're going to join, but we should have had some special guests joining us today. And I don't know if it's too late now because it's, starting almost nearly an hour later, y'all. But nonetheless, I'm still going to send the link out to everyone. Okay, if you care to join, feel free to join us, y'all. We're just getting started. I'm sending the link out. Sending the link. All right. It's been a while since we've had an episode of FL Feelings Friday, y'all. And I'm starting to get hot. I was chilly. I'm getting hot again. I might have to take a moment to go turn on the air conditioner, y'all, because I'm not going to sit in here under all these lights and be hot. So I might actually need to play a little video for y'all and step away for a second. All right. So anyway, I hope y'all have been having a good week. Today is Friday. What's good, Knowledge Seeker? Thank you for being in the building. Yeah, today's topic is going to be very interesting. We're going to get into Kamala Harris. We're going to get into this whole nonsense with this Democrat versus Republican, this Donald Trump versus Kamala. But y'all, there's another candidate, two other candidates nobody's talking about. My friend was telling me about this guy named Cornel West. Let me know if any of you have heard of Cornel West. Now, she said that not a lot of people are talking about Cornel West. You said it's nothing but buffoonery happening. I agree. The nonsense of it all. Yeah, the whole twerking on stage, for starters. The twerking on stage did it for me, y'all. Like, it's an insult, to say the least, that you would think that melanated people are going to support Kamala Harris as a presidential candidate simply off the basis that she had Meg the Stallion twerking across the stage. And then to add further insult to injury, you have Quavo up there speaking on the Democratic Party's behalf. What does he know about politics? Nothing. Okay. We still don't know what happened between him, Takeoff, and Offset. We still don't even know what happened to his nephew. Because I'm looking at him sideways. The fact that he won't even speak up about what happened to his nephew, you think we're going to trust you to tell us about a political candidate? Y'all stop playing games with us, man. Just stop the debauchery. Enough is enough. Y'all. The whole thing looked like a Boondocks episode. I definitely agree with you on that. I definitely agree. Let's see if we can pull some of this nonsense up. Hold on. Meg. How you spell her name? Megan the Stallion and Kamala Harris endorsement. Nonsense, y'all. That's what this is. Okay, let's see if we can find some clips of this. Oh, yeah. I think this is one of it. She's talking about hotties for Harris, y'all. Hotties for Harris. The Stallion opens Harris campaign rally with vulgar performance, unbothered and relaxing. Now, do you understand that she probably got paid to do this? So if the check was sizable enough, it did not matter. she was going to do it because she's going to secure her bag. Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and present my screen for those of you who did not see this nonsense. I only saw clips of it because I have not had the time to deal with this mess. All right, let's see. We have Quavo speaking. Okay, let's start off with Quavo. Yeah, man. Oh my God.
Before she was the most liberal U.S. Senator, Kamala Harris was the liberal San Francisco prosecutor.
Just stop. I am so sick of all these ads, these campaign ads. Y'all need to stop. You said, I agree. I felt like Megan was paid to be there. I definitely believe she was paid to be there. I don't think she was there on her own because she doesn't care about politics. Like, why would she? Why would she care? All right. So I'm sharing the screen. Let me see if I can make it bigger for y'all. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can go ahead and skip past that.
How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? If y'all don't know me, I go by the name of Quavo. Born and raised on the north side of Atlanta, home of the Migos. This city has always been home to me, from playing in the streets and, you know, nurturing me and teaching me how to be the man I am standing before you. So, I mean, one of these issues that I care about is resolving the gun violence issue.
Oh, stop. Let's stop right there. Hold on. He's not serious.
You can't understand the struggles of gun violence.
He's not serious. Gun violence, the struggle of gun violence. If he was so serious about gun violence, then he would have told us what happened to his nephew, Quavo. Can I get an amen in the building, somebody? Can I get an amen in the building? You're telling us about gun violence? All of us still want to know what happened to Takeoff. We want to know what happened to Takeoff. Why is Quavo speaking on behalf of the Black community when he talks about Thank you, unaliving Black men in his music? So how stupid do they really think we are? Let's continue to listen to this nonsense.
Violence if you're not in the field or in the heart of it. So one thing I learned about working with Vice President Harris is she always stand on business.
Oh my God. Stop. Hold up. I gotta say something. First of all, the freak of all, how is she standing on business? Please, somebody tell me how the freak is she standing on freaking business? What are her policies? What has she done for anybody? How is she standing on business? And then the stupid crowd in the background, yeah, sounding like a bunch of fools. That's what they sound like. Oh, don't get me started, y'all. Let's continue on. Oh, I'm gonna have to go turn the air conditioner on, knowledge seeker.
From inviting me, what's up, mama? From inviting me to the White House last year to discuss these solutions to passing the biggest gun safety laws to date. So it's only right in the birthplace of the culture. It's also the same place to launch the first African-American woman to run for president.
Woo! Stop telling those lies, Quavo.
Yeah.
Stop telling those freaking lies. African American. So you want us to think that she's from Africa and she's also American? This woman, did they do any research? I feel like he was basically paid to be there as well, because she is not. And they need to stop lying to the people. As far as I'm concerned, Harris was locking Black men up left and right. That's what I heard. That's what the streets was saying. The streets were talking, and that's what I heard. What is this idiot Quavo saying?
And we changing the culture again. So
How?
if you never voted before, make sure you get out and vote right now because it's the real one.
Is he voting?
And in the words of my brother Takeoff, let me get a Kamala.
Stop. This is ridiculous,
I'm
y'all.
going to hand it.
I can't even get through this mess. In the words of Takeoff, let me get a Kamala. Like, you sit up there and basically you're being disrespectful to your nephew right now. Because Takeoff would have been smarter than this. Takeoff would have been smarter than that.
Over to Tyler the Green. I'm going to hand it over to Tyler Green, let him talk about his vote and introduce the next president of the United States of America. Yes, sir.
So embarrassing. Not to mention the shirt that he was wearing looked very feminine. Very feminine, I must add. Oh my God. And y'all want to know why people don't take us seriously? This is why. Because of the nonsense like that. All right, y'all. Let me stop sharing my screen for a second. Let me come on camera, y'all. How y'all doing? Here I am, y'all. Here I am. I was trying to get my camera situated earlier, and I was having issues because I was trying to figure out which camera to use. I had like 3 different cameras set up at one time, and this is the best that I could do. And I said, let me go ahead and do something instead of not doing nothing at all. All right. So here I go, y'all. But I am so sick and tired of this every single year, the nonsense that keeps taking place with these people. The guy up there talking is the same dude who said in his song, "My broad is bad and bougie." Bad and bougie. Hey, take off. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, he shouldn't even be talking about politics, y'all. Not whatsoever. All right, let's get into Megan the freaking Stallion, okay? Because that's why we originally came up here. Megan the freaking Stallion. All right, hold on one second, y'all, while I share this. I'm getting some text messages coming through. I think that she's sending me ammunition to my phone, y'all. But we're gonna get into it. I don't see how anybody takes America seriously right now. I really don't. All right, let's let's explore what happened at the Kamala Harris campaign rally. This freaking nonsense. All right, let me share the screen. Whoo, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm talking about it because this don't make no sense. This is what the children have to look up to. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. Let's just say that. All right, so let's see. Here we are with Megan Thee Stallion dressed in blue. Because what did they say? Vote blue no matter who. This is indicative of the nonsense and the stupidity of some of these people in the society. Look at this.
In the mall with her, mama have a ball with her. Somebody call Rihanna, I'm about to draw with her. He with the stage because he in the wild with me. Put his legs on his head, now he love call with me. You will never catch me calling these men daddy. I ain't lying, mama, just to make us happy. Lifestyle women, tank fitter. It never happened if the wasn't happened. I'm a hot girl, I do hot. Till the sin come on my outfit. Don't say quit, cause I ain't thirsty. These dudes mad, they wanna hurt me. I'm a hot girl, having put his legs on his head, now he love call with me. You will never catch me calling these men daddy. I ain't lying, mama, just to make us happy. Lifestyle women, tank fitter. It never happened if the wasn't happened. I'm a hot girl, I do hot. Till the sin come on my outfit. Don't say quit, cause I ain't thirsty. These dudes mad, they wanna hurt me. I'm a hot girl, I do hot.
Y'all tell me, what part of that had anything to do with politics? What part of that had anything to do with politics? Now, I'm going to say Megan can rock a show. She knows how to put on a show. She's entertaining. But what did that have to do with politics? Nothing. She couldn't even perform good because she had to censor every single word. Exactly. I'm a hot girl. spend his income on my outfit. They want to hurt me. Like, this is stupid. Like, it has nothing to do with politics. This has nothing to do with politics. And you mean to tell me that people are sitting up there supporting this nonsense? People are really sitting up there supporting the nonsense. Y'all, I'm about to get into these text messages because I did screenshots for a minute. Somebody wanted to get all, in a frenzy, in a tangent, because I basically said that I was not really in support of Kamala Harris. And so let me stop sharing my screen for a minute and see if I can find these text messages, y'all, because I gotta go back and check in my phone to find it. He said, play that at the club, not the Democratic rally. Y'all. I mean, at some point you really don't have words. All right, so if I can't find it in this phone, it must be in the other phone, y'all. So let me check the other phone real quick. Spend his income on my outfit. He's mad. They want to hurt me. I'm the hot girl. I'm the hot. Y'all, come on now. I know we got to do better than this. Okay. I'm getting a lot of text messages coming through right now, as you probably can hear. All right, where are these screenshots? Oh, here it is. Here it is, okay? Now, for those of you who may not be aware, let me see if I can go to Instagram real quick so I can. Oh, you know what? I probably can't go to Instagram because they probably blocked me off of Instagram for what I was saying, but that's okay. So if you all are not aware, there's a video floating around of Kamala Harris. And in the video, Kamala is doing like a speech and she's addressing the public. And everybody is up in arms about this stupid speech because they said that she did the Black Mama squint. And definitely when she did that squint, that means she's Black. How dumb can you be? All right. And we actually looked up her lineage. So let's look up Kamala Harris' mother. All right. Since everybody want to talk about who this woman is and that she's Black and this and that, let's go ahead and pull up the facts. This is what Republicans think of us. It's embarrassing. Both parties are falling because the Republicans had Amber Rose speaking for them. I heard about that. I didn't actually see it, but I heard about that because, y'all, they want us to pay attention to some nonsense, and I refuse to do it. All right, so according to Google, y'all, however much we can trust that, Shyamala Gopalan Harris was the mother of Kamala Harris. All right, 1938 to February 11th, 2009, was a biomedical scientist. All right, now I take issue with that because Kamala does not seem like she had a mother that was a biomedical scientist. What do I mean by that, you wonder? She does not seem that intelligently. She doesn't seem gifted in the intelligent aspect, okay, in the arena of intelligence. So biomedical scientists at the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, whose work in isolating and characterizing the progesterone receptor gene stimulated advances in breast biology and oncology. Why are you still sending? Hold on, y'all. I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, okay, so that can stop coming through. All right, now let's see if we can find photos of this woman's mother. Can you see this? Matter of fact, yeah, looks like you can see it. She's not. All right, so look, this is Kamala. This is Kamala Harris's parents. So I'm assuming that's Kamala, and I'm assuming that's her mother. So tell me, how in the world is this woman, quote unquote, melanated, Native American, whatever y'all want to call her? How she looks like an immigrant. I'm just being honest. She looks like a foreigner. There's nothing about this woman that says she's one of us. Stop it. And one thing that irritates me with melanated people is they try to pull anybody that they can that they think has some type of resemblance to being melanated, and they try to claim that person and they try to identify with that person. But that person does not identify with them unless it's benefiting them some type of way. That's when they will identify with being quote unquote black, because everybody else tries to run from being black. Honestly, they do. All right, so this is supposed to be her mother, y'all. This woman is not melanated. I don't know how this doesn't get through y'all sickening minds. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. The woman is not melanated, okay? Now let's look at her father for a second. Since idiots want to keep talking about it, it says Donald J. Harris. Now, hopefully y'all can see my screen. Okay, Donald J. Harris. You said that does not look like a black woman. Her father is Jamaican. Jamaican people aren't necessarily melanated. Well, guess what? Jamaicans are melanated, and he is not Jamaican. He lived in Jamaica. That is the difference. He was born in Jamaica, does not mean he was Jamaican. And I do know that there are light-skinned Jamaicans, just like there are light-skinned melanated people. But Kamala Harris is not Jamaican. All right. Let's see if we can find some more information on the father. It says Harris's birth certificate used to discredit her Indian, okay, Jamaican heritage. So she has Indian in her, which is not surprising considering what her mother looks like. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Donald J. Harris. Donald J. Trump. Is anybody finding anything interesting about that? Okay. Revisiting the work of Donald Harris, father of Kamala. Now, you do know that they will make up fake backgrounds for these candidates, right? And these politicians. So this is allegedly, and this could have been Photoshopped. This is allegedly the father. Okay. I'm not really impressed by this because I know how the media lies. And I know when you have access to media, you can make anything look how you want it to look. Hence, this is why we were stuck with Barry Soetoro, aka Barack Obama, and Michael, who they call Michelle, and the fake children, Malia and Sasha, that aren't really their children. But nobody wants to do their research on that, which is why that lady, what's her name, that ended up dead after she said that stuff. I can't think of her name, but y'all know, y'all look it up. Yeah, they took her out when she told the truth about Barack Obama. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. It says Kamala Harris's birth certificate used to discredit her Indian Jamaican heritage. So really, she is Indian more than anything. Now she's says U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris's birth certificate has been shared in posts online as proof that the Democratic presidential candidate is not of Asian American or Black Jamaican heritage. Harris's birth certificate in images online does not include her race. It lists her mother's birthplace as India and her mother's race as Caucasian, while her father's birthplace is listed as Jamaica and his race as Jamaican. All right, let's keep going. It says in 2019, Kamala Harris released her birth certificate to show her eligibility to run for U.S. president. And interestingly, her parents are well as hospitable personnel declared that Kamala is Caucasian and Jamaican. It proves that she and her Democratic supporters will say and do anything to maintain power. She's a white woman. I mean, you can look at her and see that there's something else going on. And it's nothing wrong with that. People are what they are. You can't help who your parents are, what you're made up of, but stop lying about it. And stop trying to pander to what you want to classify as Black people, okay? Because I don't subscribe myself as being Black. We already talked about that, and the reason why I feel strongly about claiming your nationality, which is either Native American, melanated, or being an indigenous person of this land, okay? African means you belong to Africa first. Then America means you were brought to America. So that means that you subscribe to being a slave and you don't have rights to this land. So I'm not falling for that nonsense. All right. Hey, what's good? Charles Williams is in the building. How are you? Right. And Knowledge Seeker, you said the Matt Bitter Truth made a video saying she's not black and she's not a woman. Look at the neck. Oh yeah, I've seen his videos. I didn't even know he was still on YouTube. He's always saying that someone is a man, such as he said Jada Pinkett Smith was not a woman. Knowledge Seeker said, I agree with the black part, but not the last part. And Charles Williams said, exactly. I want to put y'all you can wait for it to become responsive or exit the page. We're going to wait. Yeah, something's going on with StreamYard for a second. So please bear with me. I hope it's not messing up the live stream. All right. If for some reason, when I pull up Kamala Harris fun facts, it starts to, what do you call it? It's stagnated. It's buffering. For whatever reason. There's no origin when you claim African American. Thank you, Charles. Thank you for backing me up on that. Because I get so tired of people saying that, you know, African American. Everybody is not from Africa. The same way that Kamala Harris is not quote unquote black. You know, but people get very hostile when you say this. They get very hypersensitive when you point out the truth. Nobody wants to talk about the truth. They want to believe a beautiful lie. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people right now. They want to be lied to in a beautiful way, which is dumb and stupid, y'all. All right, let me get into these text messages. I would show them on the screen, but I don't want to reveal anybody's identity. All right, so I'll have to read it to you instead. But anyway, there was a video, and that's what I was going to do. I was going to play that video for y'all if I could find it. Because there are a lot of videos floating around about Kamala Harris. And really, I just don't have the time, energy, or effort to really care that much about all of what she has going on. It's just, from what I understand, that this is a whole shenanigan to get Usher and Michelle Obama, aka Michael. Okay, they're gonna try, like, if Kamala Harris cannot win over the quote unquote black vote, they're going to usher in Michelle Obama in her place to get the quote unquote black vote, y'all. That's what they're going to try next. So don't be surprised. I've heard talk of that. If you hear that they're going to start endorsing Michelle, aka Michael Obama. All right. So if that happens, we're really in trouble because people are stupid. All right. So let me see. What is it? Kamala does the squint. Let me see if I can find that video clip for y'all. Kamala Harris. All right. So if I cannot find it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So Kamala Harris takes oath as Vice President of the United States. Okay, so she's squinting. Let me see. I'm trying to find this clip for y'all. Well, Kamala, hold on. She also gave some real bad advice too. Kamala gives about home equity. She doesn't even know anything about finances either. All right, let me play this video for y'all real quick. All right, let me share my screen. Share. Here we go. Here we go. And let's play it.
You have some equity in your home. You can say to your child, you know, don't take out the loan. I'll take out some of the equity to help you pay for tuition so that you don't graduate with extraordinary student loan debt. And so that when you graduate, you can do your dream job and not worry about those hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. And you can go on and prosper.
No, 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 stop giving financial advice, Kamala. This is a nightmare. What she's saying is, hey, adults, parents, don't put on your mask first. Go backwards into debt and put your home at risk with a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit in order to send your kid to college debt free. Do I want your kid to go to college debt free? Absolutely. This is not the way to do it. Avoid this at all costs.
Parent, then, as a homeowner, if you have some equity in your home, you can say to your child, don't take out the loan. I'll take out some of the equity to help you pay for tuition so that you don't graduate with extraordinary student loan debt. And so that when you graduate, you can do your dream job and not worry about those hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, and you can go on and prosper.
No, 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 stop giving financial advice,
right.
Kamala. This is a nightmare. What she's saying is, hey, adults, parents,
right, so
don't put on your mask first.
Do y'all understand what this idiot is basically telling people to do? So basically she's saying, if you have a home, right? All right, so for instance, say you have a house. You paid $200,000 for your house in like 2019, 2018. All right, it's 2024. So what normally happens when you purchase a house is you acquire what's called equity in your home every year, because that's pretty much how real estate works. This is why they say it's the quickest and fastest way of building generational wealth. So after about a couple of years, it's very easy to gain about $100,000 in equity in your home. I have some clients that purchased their home in, I want to say February 28th of 2021. They bought their house for, I want to say $605,000. Right now, I got an estimated report saying that their house is worth about $765,000. So basically, they have acquired about $165,000 worth of equity in their home since they purchased in 2021. So that's in about 3 years. Okay, so I'm just giving you the background on how equity works for those of you who may not be aware of what she's talking about. Anyway, with all that being said, when you have equity in your home, if you wanted to sell your home, what that means is even though you paid the $605,000, your home is now worth $765,000. You have roughly $165,000 worth of equity. You would then sell your home. If you get the offer for $765,000, you would pay your mortgage company whatever you owe because you've been making payments. So you probably don't owe $605,000 anymore because you've been making payments for the past 3 to 4 years. So now your mortgage payment has been reduced. So instead of the $605,000, you might owe $5 something, maybe $550. You have profited at least $165,000, if not more. Okay, factor in whatever fees you have to pay. You have to pay your realtor fees and whatever else. Well, what Kamala Harris is saying is that if you have a child that has gone to college and they have amassed hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, because some people go to college to become doctors, and that is a very costly expense for education because doctors have to go to school for a very long time, you all, and they have to do a residency. If you want to be an attorney, this can be very expensive and costly. Even regular college, y'all, is very expensive. I mean, you're talking about $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 worth of debt. She's telling parents to take equity out of their home to send their children to college. So what this does is it raises the amount that homeowner would owe on their home. So when you're trying to pay down the mortgage, your mortgage payments are going to go back up because now you have acquired $40,000 to $50,000 to $60,000 worth of debt. And just say that you have more than one child going to college. Maybe they all did not get, federal aid. Maybe they all did not receive scholarships. So she's basically telling homeowners to get further into debt in order to pay for college tuition. Does that make logical sense? When all they have to do is lower college tuition and erase college debt. But are they going to do that? So if she's giving this type of advice about finances, what makes us think that she is qualified to give us any type of advice on running the country. I don't trust her, and neither should you. So Charles Williams, you said it's a fallacious government term. Very much so. Knowledge seekers said they are probably messing with your life. They might be. Read the forum of one SF 181 is where you change your status well one step. We do not need that creature Michael in office. But I tell you one thing, if Kamala Harris wins the election, it's about to get crazy. Yes, it is. And on election day, I got locks on my locks. Rocks in my sock. Players, can't you see? Y'all know about Project Pat, the Getty Green? Y'all know about that. Harris unveils plan to fix housing shortage as president. No, she doesn't. No, she does not. She is 9 hours ago. Harris shares moving story on why she became a lawyer. I can't believe she even became an attorney, y'all. This is ridiculous. It's all a game, honestly. She wouldn't be in power either way. No, she wouldn't. No, she would not. No, she would not. Let me get into some text messages, y'all. Because that's really what I wanted to tell y'all about how people are so up in arms about someone they don't even know. Who? Please raise your hand if you know Kamala Harris personally. Let me know if you know this woman personally, because I want to know why is anybody getting so upset if anybody says anything against her. Oh yeah, I know Project Pat. You do? Okay, that's what's up. Rocks in my sock. Go Memphis. All right. So there was a post on Instagram, all right, by this guy. He has a black food truck Friday on every Friday. And he has vendors to come out to this spot, all right, on the west side of town. And they sell their merchandise. They have food vendors, truck vendors, all that, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, he's heavily embedded into being a Democrat. So he was posting Kamala Harris and he said, oh, because she did the black mama squint when she was doing her campaign speech, she's blackety black. So I came on the post. I said, she's not. And then I said, she's just another pawn in the circus act, just like, Barack Obama and Michelle. So somebody by the name of Lanice comes on to the post and says, wait a minute. What did she say? Hold on. What did she say, y'all? Oh, she said something up to the effects of, we as Black women do not need to be endorsing this foolery. Like, she started going off on me because I made a post or whatever. So I said, we pulled the research on her family. She is identifying with the so-called Black race as a campaign tactic, thus having Quavo to speak and Megan Thee Stallion to twerk at her campaign rally. She's also a part of the circus act. So Lanice says, stop, just stop. As Black women, we should know better than to spread this foolery. In her own words from 2019 in an interview with the Breakfast Club, I'm not going to spend time explaining the depth of the Black diaspora, okay? Or diaspora, sorry. Then she says, I was born Black and I'll die Black, AKA Howard University alum. How the hell is she trying to use her Blackness as a campaign tactic? You have a problem with Quavo and Meg Thee Stallion at her rally, but don't have a problem with Trump using Amber Rose and countless of other Black people on his campaign trail? Question mark. Y'all didn't have all this energy for Obama being of mixed descent. I swear, we are our own worst enemy. Go ahead and vote for the other side then. The same people trying to give police immunity want to strip away women's reproductive rights and celebrated the striking down of affirmative action. Now, how did she get all of that from the post? Because I basically said that it's a circus act. So she went on this rant right up under my post. So I said, you stop. I said, I'll address you in a minute. I said, from my other page. I said, just a moment. Because see, I was on my business page and I did not want to have that energy on my page. So I came back from BGAB TV and I said, I'm back. I said, just a moment, I'm back. I did my research and know Barry Soetoro, AKA who you believe is Barack Obama. I said, he's not Kenyan. You're very offensive and over sensitive for someone you don't know personally. You don't know what I have a problem with so you can start with your assumptions. I've spoken out against Obama as well. That's what's wrong when you make assumptions and speak out of emotion instead of facts. You want to talk about Howard University, which was founded by the Rockefellers. They are not Native American or Black, as you like to call yourself. So keep claiming someone and a person that doesn't identify as a proper nationality and see why people like you keep our people in a state of ignorance due to lack of proper research. You need to read before assuming and typing, ma'am. You are your own worst enemy for getting upset over an opinion and a post. You sound emotional for no reason. Why are you worried about my or anyone else's vote when the Electoral College makes the determination? Did you not learn from 2016 when Hillary was winning the popular vote, yet still lost the election? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Get serious and get real. Read and research, ma'am. Stop being so emotionally invested and think logically if that's possible for you to do. All right, that was my response. So then she came back at me and was like, oh, you did not have to type all of that from another page. I hope that information ages well. And like, she's just still sounded very dumb and stupid. So I was just trying to let her know that I was not trying to be divisive. I don't support either party, but this is what keeps people divided, just like religion, just like everything else, and it's very unfortunate that people like to get upset on social media simply because you tell them the truth and you want the truth. You can't handle the truth. They can't handle the truth, y'all. So this is what happens. You said Project Pat. Yeah, rocks in my sock. Player, can you dig? Splitting haters wig. Go Memphis, go. Where them killers at? Where that work at? Y'all know about it. That was way before y'all time. Yeah. So yeah, but this situation is ridiculous, and I also want to know, what does Kamala, besides saying that she supports women's rights in making decisions about their bodies, really what that means, really what she's saying is you have the right to get rid of a life. All right. And people want to go back and forth about, oh, it's not a fully formed life until it gets this age, until it gets that age. So my sister and I were having this conversation, and I strongly know that life starts at the very second of conception, because as soon as these two things meet, it starts producing and growing and multiplying in a matter of milliseconds. It's forming everything that you need to become a human. You get a soul and you get a spirit at the form of conception, all right? Regardless of what anybody thinks. And, that's just like you get and this is an analogy that my sister made. If you have a seed and you plant it in a flower pot and it's starting to grow, it's starting to get roots, it's starting to do this and do that. But all of a sudden, something happens, it doesn't make it. So what does it do? It dies. It was killed. It didn't form the life that it was supposed to form. It didn't become a flower to bloom. It was not a plant to grow up from the pot, but it was still formulating life. So people need to stop with all that nonsense, okay? But to each his own. People don't like hearing the truth. You said, okay, let's continue on, y'all. What was something else that I wanted to talk about? So they got Kamala Harris dancing. Who really cares? Y'all, this is one video that I keep seeing every time I turn YouTube on, and I'm sick of seeing it. So I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see this nonsense that I keep seeing. Rocks in my sun. I don't know why that song is stuck in my head right now. All right. View StreamYard. Okay. Am I sharing my screen? I think so. All right, here we go, y'all. So, okay, this was the 50th anniversary. Let's see what went on.
Can't capture and
Let's see what went on here.
check out Insta360
Oh,
Go 3.
they told me that my iPhone storage is full. I'm gonna have to delete some stuff. I sure will delete some stuff. Oh, sorry, y'all.
Celebration of hip hop's 50th anniversary. And even though it was a star studded event, it's one moment that has the whole internet laughing out loud this morning. Take a look at this, y'all. VP was showing off some of her dance moves, to Vibrant Thing by the rapper Q-Tip. This video has gone viral on social media with more than 16 million people watching that clip. It looked like they had a good old time at the event. VP Harris partnered with the Recording Academy's Black Music Collective and Live Nation Urban for that celebration. And y'all know it wouldn't be social media without all the funny reactions to this video. Lots of people weighing in saying Mrs. Harris was giving us rich auntie vibes. Another person said they wouldn't be surprised if the song charts again. And finally, Erica says this is exactly how she looks when she is jamming as well. Hey,
You see, my point is this. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. The point is, it doesn't take much to trick Black people into winning them over. They're so gullible over stupid tactics such as this. All you have to do is sing a song, rap some lyrics, or do a dance. And basically, they are jiving at, at the polls. They're voting Democrat. We're voting blue no matter who. Because she got rhythm. Oh, she did the Black mama squint. What did they say about Bill Clinton? Oh, he smoked some weed, but he didn't inhale. Oh, he's black. He's black. He smoked weed, y'all. What did they say about Hillary Clinton? Oh, she keeps hot sauce in her bag. I'm voting for Hillary. How dumb and how stupid can y'all be, y'all? Knowledge seeker, you laughing? This don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. You do something like entertainment. Oh, they know how to dance. Oh, you know how to rap. Oh, you got swag. You Black. We voting. What have these candidates ever done for y'all? They keep promising us something every single year, and what happens? We get the short end of the stick every time. You let me know when we can have a whole month dedicated to us. And I'm not talking about Black History Month, the shortest month of the year. I'm not talking about that, because LGBTQ has June as Pride Month with rainbows all over the city. Don't you know they shut these streets down just for LGBTQ? They stop traffic and they have police officers out there and everything. We can't even drive down the street. What are they doing for us? Oh, we got to hear about Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King. Barely hear about Malcolm X. We hear about Roots. We see slave movies every other year. They remake Roots. The Django. Everything is oppression. Oh, Color Purple. I am Mr. Lifeline. Like, it's just ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. And let's not even get into well, just pray about it. Just pray about it. Y'all been praying since the 60s, and we are still in oppression. You're still down on your knees while these people came over here and took your land, and everybody over here is living well, living better than you, living way better than you. Just ridiculous, y'all. Vote blue no matter who. I can't. I just can't. Yes, I'm going in on Kamala Harris. I don't care who doesn't like it. If y'all want to unsubscribe, unsubscribe. I don't care, because somebody has to tell this truth. I'm just tired of people all over Instagram, all over TikTok, all over social media. Ooh, Kamala Harris. Ooh, she's AKA. Oh yeah, she pledged. Y'all sound stupid. Like Howard Spellman, founded by the Rockefellers. Y'all don't believe me. Let me pull up this work. Who founded Howard University? Yeah, man, it's just craziness. So here we go. Let's share our screen. Plastics makes it possible. People act slow, y'all. All right, who founded Howard University? Let's go ahead and pull this up. Oliver Otis Howard. It says founding founding. Howard was founded on, oh, okay, Howard, yes, founded on March 2nd, 1867. I want you to look at that date, y'all, because in 1867, what was going on with melanated people? Does anybody know their history? Since y'all want to celebrate Juneteenth. Since y'all want to celebrate Juneteenth, and y'all believe in that mess, y'all believe in Juneteenth too. y'all find it real funny how they pander to y'all on Juneteenth. That's all you get is one day out of Pride Month. You get the 19th of June. But the LGBTQ hasn't even been here that long, and they get the whole freaking month with a rainbow, right? Do y'all remember Rainbow Bright? I used to like Rainbow Bright. Now, if I have a rainbow, you know what people gonna think about me? Oh, whoa, you must be a part of it. No, I like rainbows. And I don't think they should be able to take that away from me as a childhood fan of Rainbow Bright. Look up Rainbow Bright if y'all don't remember. But she was a little character for little girls back in the day. All right, so Juneteenth, y'all, because people don't like to research and they don't do their history, and this is why we get made a mockery out of every single year. Just like Thanksgiving, when y'all keep feasting to the slaughtering of your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? But people don't want to hear that. They'll get upset. They'll get mad. Juneteenth, okay. Official day. Let's see. 1865, nearly 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln emancipated enslaved Africans in America, Union troops arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas, with news of freedom. More than 250,000 African Americans embraced freedom by executive decree in what became known as Juneteenth or Freedom Day. So, 65. All right, so you mean to tell me 2 years later that this man made a Howard University for Black people? Make that make sense. When do these people ever do anything for melanated people? It doesn't make sense. You just came out of slavery, and to my understanding, they didn't want us to be able to read or write or understand anything, right? Because we were what, dumb, illiterate, stupid, whatever you want to call it. Then all of a sudden, 2 years after Juneteenth happens, you found a Howard University for melanated people? That doesn't even make logical sense. We were tribal at that time, said Charles Williams. Okay, let's keep going down the line, y'all. Howard at a glance. Yeah, so Howard University is named after a white man. Newsflash for everybody. I'm AKA, I'm Delta Alpha Kappa Sigma. Shut up. Y'all sound dumb and stupid because it had nothing to do with your ancestors, dummies. Within 2 years, the university consisted of the colleges of liberal arts and medicine. The new institution was named for General Oliver Howard, a Civil War hero who was both a founder of the university and at the same time commissioner of the Freedmen's Bureau. All right. So how is this HBCU so charged racially by Black people? I don't know, because it was founded by a white man, y'all. So I don't even know why y'all get so excited. Howard. You know, I just stop it. Stop it. Create your own college. Found your own college, and let's see what can happen from there. But stop it. Like this nonsense needs to stop. Let's look up Spelman, since everybody wants to talk about Spelman. Oh, so highly astute with Spelman University. Ooh. All right. So that college was founded in 1881. Okay. Who founded it? Okay. All right. Let's see. Spelman was the first historically Black female institution of higher education to receive its collegiate charter in 1924. It was founded in 1881. Let's see. Yeah, these ladies don't. Sophia B. Packard, Harriet Giles, Women and Girls. We found it in why. Okay, New England school teachers and Baptist missionaries founded Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia on April 11, 1881. The two women were part of a wave of northern missionaries who traveled south to educate and provide Christian training. Okay, so this is what they're saying, y'all. Let me share my screen so y'all can see this. Present, share here. Who founded Spelman College? Right. So they're saying this lady from England founded her, Sophia B. Packard and Harriet E. Giles, two New England school teachers and Baptist missionaries, founded Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia on April 11, 1881. The two women were part of a wave of northern missionaries who traveled south to educate and provide Christian. Take into account they're saying Christian. Please understand that Christianity was forced upon melanated people. This was not our religion, all right? It spread like wildfire. Now you have a lot of Africa has been indoctrinated with Christianity. Christian training to free people. Packard and Giles were inspired to start the school after a trip to the South in 1880, where they witnessed the poor living conditions and lack of educational opportunities for Black women. The founders' mission was to provide quality education to Black women and girls, with a focus on religious, please take into account religious and moral education. They believed that educated Black women would become leaders for their race and that sexual modesty was an important part of their education. So this had a lot to do with their ideals, their beliefs, their morality, and religion, all right? Packard and Giles began teaching a small group of 11 African, 11, a very small amount of women, 11. And note they say African American. They never said slaves. They never said Native Americans, melanated indigenous people. They're still calling you African, meaning that you don't have a right to America. African American women, mostly former slaves. See, and if you keep saying ADOS, oh, African descendants of slaves, you're always going to be stuck in oppression until you stand up to who and what you are. Indigenous people of this land, Native Americans. African American women, formerly mostly former slaves, in the basement of Atlanta's Friendship Baptist Church, with the help of the church's pastor Frank Quarles. The school was initially called the Atlanta Baptist Female Seminary and was supported by the Women's American. So this was really church-based. All right, it really was not a whole lot of this was really about education. I mean, really, this was about. It sounds like a lot of this was about religion. The school was renamed Spelman College after its principal founder, Laura Spelman Rockefeller. See, I know it wasn't crazy, and I read that some weeks ago. Again, the school was renamed Spelman College after its principal founder, Laura Spelman Rockefeller. Let's say that again. Spelman College. The school was renamed Spelman College after its principal founder, Laura Spelman Rockefeller. So the next time y'all want to get into the comment section and talk about, ooh, AKA, Howard University, Kamala Harris, and all this, stop it. Do your freaking research. Stop being ignorant. All right? So that's that. Moving along. So I understand that Kamala Harris has been known to lock up a lot of melanated guys. I think in California, Kamala Harris, what is that thing that you call, Conviction rate. Yes, conviction rate. Let's look this up, y'all. She was a California prosecutor, okay? A California prosecutor. So let's look into this for a second. And let's see who she locked up as a California prosecutor. Make sure you like and share the video, y'all. All right. Oh, I'm not signing up. Listen to this. Okay. Was the former California Attorney General and San Francisco DA too soft on crime or too tough? Her critics are quick to label her, but the reality isn't so simple. In campaign mode, Kamala Harris doesn't refer to herself as a politician, but a prosecutor. Her rise in Democratic politics began in California's courtrooms. Voters elected her first as San Francisco's district attorney and then as the state's attorney general. She battled multinational corporations on behalf of Californians, but also oversaw the wrongful conviction of someone who was later stabbed in prison. As the state's lawyer, she refused to defend California's gay marriage ban, but did the opposite on the death penalty, defending the state's policy despite her personal opposition to it. So it sounds like she contradicted herself despite how she felt about her. She has a moral character issue. When she first ran for president 5 years ago, in a time of risking skepticism about policing, she pitched herself to Democratic primary voters as not merely a prosecutor, but a progressive prosecutor. Today, in a general election campaign that may hinge on winning over independents concerned about crime, she's largely dropped the modifier. Her record as a prosecutor draws criticism from both sides. The left has criticized her for having been too tough, even as the Trump campaign charges that she was soft as Charmin. These 9 cases, some successes, some stumbles, help define the complicated law enforcement legacy of elections 2024's Democratic presidential nominee. Harris faces first test when a cop is killed. The shooting of a police officer on a poorly lit street in San Francisco in 2004 would haunt Harris for decades. Officer Isaac Espinoza and his partner were in plain clothes when they approached a man in their unmarked vehicle on April 10th. Espinoza, 29, stepped out and flashed a light at David Hill, according to accounts of trial testimony. Hill fired several rounds from an AK-47. 2 struck Espinoza, killing him. Espinoza's partner was injured, and Hill was accused of first-degree murder along with other charges. The newly elected DA Harris declined to pursue the death penalty against Hill, consistent with her position while she campaigned for the office, but offensive to many who attended Espinoza's funeral. This is not only the definition of tragedy, it's the special circumstance called for by the death penalty law. Former Senator Dianne Feinstein told the mourners, provoking a resounding standing ovation. The decision immediately pitted Harris, the first woman, the first Black and first Asian American district attorney in San Francisco history, against the police. Isaac paid the ultimate price, said San Francisco Police Officers Association President Gary Deleganes at the funeral, and I speak for all officers in demanding that his killer also pay the ultimate price. After 8 weeks of testimony, jurors convicted Hill of second-degree murder and attempted murder. They rejected the charge of first-degree murder, not finding the act premeditated, and Hill's conviction and life sentence were upheld in 2011. In her 2009 book, Smart on Crime, Harris wrote, "The broadly held assumption that simply increasing the penalty for any crime will automatically deter more people from committing the crime is a myth. We have to understand why long sentences alone are not sufficient to rock the crime pyramid for many types of crimes." Harris's office convicts the wrong man, a $13 million mistake. Actor Jamal Truelove was a contestant on VH1's I Love New York too. Yeah. Oh my goodness. A bachelor-style dating show. I remember this show because I watched it. in which 20 men competed for the affection of a failed reality show contestant. A viewer who happened to have witnessed a fatal July 2007 shooting at San Francisco's Sunnydale housing project saw the show and told police she was convinced True Love, she said, had been the shooter. The witness, Priscilla Lulamega, had initially identified a different man as the shooter. When police showed her a photo lineup and told her the shooter in that lineup, Lulamega said True Love looks like the guy who could have shot the victim. Who could have. All right? She didn't say definitely, she said could have. But after the show aired, Lulamega said she was certain. Now she goes from could have to now she's certain. When the case went to trial in 2010, the DA's office put both Lulamega and her sister in witness protection, citing alleged threats. The jury convicted True Love of first-degree murder, and he was sentenced to 50 years to life. But in appeal, a ballistics expert testified that Lulamega, the only eyewitness to testify that True Love was at the scene, could not have observed the shooting from the direction she was facing, giving the round's trajectory. Ooh, newsflash. The prosecutor wove these points into the very fabric of her closing argument, going so far as to urge the jury to have the same courage as Lulamega and find the defendant guilty, wrote appellate court judge. There was no evidence of any threats or other actual danger presented by defendant, his friends, or his family to Lulamega or her family. True Love was acquitted in March 2015 and went on to role in the film The Last Black Man in San Francisco. A federal lawsuit he filed after his release, noting he was stabbed in prison when he failed to give his cell's bottom bunk to a gang leader, cost the city and the county of San Francisco $13 million, excuse me, y'all. In a new podcast interview, he recounted his conviction. I'll never forget when I turned around and I looked and I seen Kamala Harris. We locked eyes this one time and she laughed. She literally just kind of busted out laughing, said True Love, who has endorsed Donald Trump. Interesting. I could say if somebody wrongly convicted me of murder and I got sentenced to 50 years, do you think I would want to endorse them? No, I would not. Whew. Harris versus the mentally ill woman shot by police, then prosecuted. Y'all, let me get a sip of water for this. The Espinoza case left Harris on shaky ground with the San Francisco Police Department tension. She sought to soothe via a monthly spot in the police union newsletter. In October 2008, here's how her office presented a case in which police responded to a mentally ill woman in crisis. When police were called to the defendant's home, she allegedly attempted to assault the responding officers with a knife. The police subdued the defendant by shooting her several times. Put another way, police repeatedly shot a schizophrenic woman, and then Harris prosecuted her, but the jury balked. So this lady was mentally ill, and she got shot to death by the police several times. They shot her in her own house. Let's keep going. In 2008, Teresa Sheehan, then 56, was living in a group home for people with mental illness. When one of the home's workers attempted to check on her, Sheehan replied with threats. She had a knife. She said she had a knife. A worker summoned police. 2 officers knocked on Sheehan's private room and eventually used a key to open the door, so the officers let themselves into where this lady was. She grabbed a knife with a 5-inch blade. The officers would later testify and said, I am going to kill you. I don't need help. Get out. So they should have gotten out. The officers later testified that they retreated, but worried that Sheehan might climb out of the window to a fire escape, they opened the door again. One pepper sprayed Sheehan, And when she didn't drop the knife, the other shot her twice. The first officer also shot her. So they couldn't do anything else with this lady. They could not tase her. They just shot her. She survived, and a jury acquitted her of so she did survive. Never mind. She survived, and a jury acquitted her of making criminal threats and deadlocked on assault because she was schizophrenic. Though 11 of 12 jurors voted for acquittal, Sheehan sued San Francisco, settling for $1 million. If Harris actually looked at it and said, "This is a righteous case, I want to go after a mentally ill woman who was shot," then you question that decision. Lori Levinson, a criminal law professor at LA's Loyola Law School, told Cal Matters, if she didn't know about it, then you question her management skills. This is why I say I question her leadership skills whenever she's telling the American people to take equity out of their home to pay for college debt. Y'all, and the list goes on and on. Harris versus a predatory for-profit college. Harris versus big banks and the mortgage meltdown. That's probably a good one. Yeah, when Harris defended the death penalty she opposes. Oh my gosh, y'all. Y'all, let me stop sharing my screen for a second. I think we have enough evidence here. I don't think she's fit to be a political candidate. I think she go be placed in office before Joe term end. Oh, she is a joke. She is a joke, y'all. She definitely is a joke. I don't see how anybody could take her seriously. I mean, that's just how I feel. I don't see how people could take her seriously. Because one thing that I feel strongly about, even when Donald Trump says something, it can be very um he's very blunt, basically. But you understand on what side he stands on. Either he's to the left or he's to the right. With Kamala, if you're going against something that you oppose, no, you support something that you oppose. That means you have a moral character issue. That means you can't be trusted. You can't even trust yourself. You're supporting something that you oppose. Who does that? That means that you have internal conflict. She should not be leading anybody's country. Her track record shows she cares nothing about melanated people. Why do you say that, knowledge seeker? Why so? Why so? I might drop the link if you want to come up. Let me see here. Let me drop this link in case anyone wants to come up. Yeah, a hot freaking mess. Whew. Oh. You said she's a snake? Oh, yeah. She definitely is a snake. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. And I'm not going for the fact that she's Jamaican either. Clearly, we saw what her mother looks like. We saw that her father could be racially ambiguous. Just because he's light skinned doesn't mean anything. He could be a light skinned something else. Look at Barack Obama. He's not Kenyan and he has a Caucasian mother. All right. What's good, knowledge seeker in the building? How are you today?
I'm good and very good. I'm blessed to be in here. It's been once again dusting off the cobwebs. It's been a while since we had a F Your Feelings Friday. So this is an interesting one right here.
Likewise, glad to have you. What are your thoughts on all of what we discussed as far as Kamala Harris and this whole Democratic Republican campaign for 2024?
You already know I don't give, politics too much energy these days, but you can't escape from the media, and this has just been nothing but buffoonery. Buffoonery, buffoonery. And I'm embarrassed to be a part of this country if I'm being honest.
I understand because I find it quite embarrassing myself, especially as a melanated person. You know, the fact that they had Megan Thee Stallion twerking on stage, talking about my body, my right. As a female, like you're saying that you can go out here and twerk, you can go out here and be promiscuous. It's your body, your right. So if you end up pregnant, then you can go and just get rid of the child. But I'm like, that doesn't give you leverage to just do whatever you want and then think that this is a form of what do you call it, child birth control. You know what I'm saying? Like there are people that can't have children, and then you're just telling people, oh yeah, you don't believe in the Trump doesn't believe in women's rights for their bodies. Nobody is saying that you don't have a right over your body, but I think people need to be more responsible, that we wouldn't have a lot of these issues that are taking place. Like
I
people, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I agree. There's difference between like having a right to your body and being carefree and acting like I have no responsibilities. There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference. Like, and some females, if you keep having these procedures done, you are basically messing up your body to where you could potentially not have children in the future because you keep doing that. And then on top of it, you got to think about the spiritual aspects. And like I said, that's between that woman and the creator. So I really don't see how the government really can get involved with that. But you know, just to be out here saying my body, my right, my choice. I'm twerking on stage. He's spending income on my outfit. Like, what did that have to do with politics?
Just
Imagine they want to
an,
hurt
ab-
me.
an absolute cringe fest. What does body yada 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 have to do with politics? What you gonna do about the gas prices? Debt forgiveness. The housing crisis. What does body yada 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 gonna do for America?
Nothing. Nothing. Did she perform that song as well?
She did. You didn't see that clip though, because I be on social media though, so I didn't go
Oh
my
my
way to watch
god.
that. Yeah, yeah. She performed body yada yada.
Oh my god. I did not know that. Wow. 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 So because of that, we're supposed to vote for Kamala Harris.
Wow, because you got Quavo, and then you got Megan Thee Stallion. So like securing the black vote as if we look up to Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo. This is what the Democratic Party thinks of melanated people.
And my thing is exactly right, knowledge seeker, for Quavo to get up there and say that gun violence is very important to him. But if you listen to his rap lyrics, what were they talking about in their music?
There, no, no. He was talking about his girl is bad and bougie. He was talking about how he unalive melanated men and say he looked no different alive than he did in the grave.
I didn't even know he said that in his
I-
lyrics.
like, I'm
That is
sorry,
really
it's not funny, but I'm
yeah,
just
bad and bougie. Mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Who makes these people qualified to be speaking on a political realm and a political platform for anybody?
I,
And go ahead.
if we're really just being honest,
Mhm.
she could have at least got like Viola Davis or Denzel Washington
Denzel Washington would have been a great one. Or you said who else?
and or Viola Davis to speak.
Viola Davis would have been interesting. Somebody that has a little bit more substance, a little bit more what do you call it, experience, life experience, because Quavo's still very young. Megan, she's what, 20, what is she, like 27? She's still very
20,
young.
28.
Okay, 28. They're barely 30. I think Quavo might be 30. I don't even know, but like they're still very young in the grand scheme of things. Like you usually want somebody that's a little bit more seasoned in life because you haven't, I'm not saying everybody, but like at 20 something, maybe just hitting 30, you still have not really experienced all the challenges that you might experience in life, especially because they're quote unquote celebrities. Now that they have come into money, fortune, fame, they don't live a regular lifestyle and they have not lived a regular life for a number of years. So they really cannot identify nor relate to the regular American citizen that's out here working a regular job, having to make an income, making their money stretch and last, feeding themselves, buying gas. If they want to, they can just go purchase a car with no issue. Most American families, most American individuals are trying to calculate in their head, if they don't have transportation, how can they afford it? because the interest rates are ridiculous on a car payment right now. If you go into a dealership, car payments are averaging over 500 to 600 to $700 to $800 car payments. I've even heard up to $1,000 in like transportation expenses, and that's just on the payment alone. That's not counting the car insurance, which the car insurance has increased as well. So you have somebody up here that is representing the people that can't even relate to the people, and that's why it's insulting
That's
to
very insulting. And then, I was on another podcast when this first had broke out. It was just like, an anchor and things like that. And one person was said, they're trying to get the young folks vote, the Gen Zs and the millennials and things like that. And I had to just say, you must really need to understand Gen Z, we don't care about like, the booty shaking and trying to be act ghetto and wretched, quote unquote. Like y'all think that we're just the iPhone generation. We care about TikTok and social media and having sex and making money. We are literally out here scraping up dollars, starting businesses and trying to, make some generational wealth that our parents did not tell us about. We're starting from scratch and doing things differently. We the gas prices are going up, the price on groceries, and then so we look to politicians and look to these people in power to do something about this because we know this election is crucial and we're trying to, fight to survive. And so, like, don't count Gen Z out. So the fact that they think that you have to appeal to just music and Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo to get the young folks' votes is just insulting. We don't. Our generation is not playing around. We are trying to secure a future for our children and grandchildren. If America has 20 more years at the very least.
I respect that, and you're absolutely right. And it is insulting to all of the American people, especially the youth. If you think that that's all anybody cares about, Generation Z, I think after y'all, I think what is it, Alpha? I think that's the next one is Alpha.
Yeah, Generation Alpha. Yeah, after us.
Yeah, and I'm just like, it's already gone downhill when they had Jay Z and Beyonce endorsing the Clintons and Hillary Clinton. That was bad enough back in 2016. But to add insult to injury, now you bring out Megan the Stallion of all people and Quavo. We can't even trust Quavo. We don't even know. Quavo won't even tell us what happened to Takeoff. He won't even talk about it. And I think it's very suspicious what happened out in Houston, and nobody brings that up anymore. And he's talking about, oh, gun violence is so important to him. Yeah, right. I don't. That's just fake. Then he had the nerve to wear that feminine looking shirt. Like, why did you wear that of all things? Like,
What?
he's not Prince.
Well, the Migos, they've always dressed it like Powerpuff Girls. If I'm really being honest, though, just very embarrassing themselves. And
No,
and I did, yes.
I remember, unless that, maybe his stylist picked it out, but he had the capacity to say no. He could have said no, just say no, but nah, he wanted to come up there and look like that, so I can't respect it. I just really look at him sideways now after what happened to Takeoff. I feel some type of way about it. I just feel like it's very suspicious, and then the fact that it's been kept very quiet, nobody talks about it. And it's like, you don't feel any type of way that your nephew is no longer here. You still going on about your life like nothing ever happened.
It's still, even though that happened about a year and a half ago, still very fishy. Well, then when I was in the comments, when this had first dropped, everybody was just saying like, so he's been on this issue and talking about, I mean, like talking about, gun violence. What about what happened between Takeoff and things like that? It was very just weird and hypocritical. And people were like, I will say this though, I'm happy about our generation. They were dragging him like when I was in the comment section on YouTube when his speech got posted. Yeah,
Hmm.
Gen Z and a lot of Americans were dragging Quavo. Black people, million people, bringing up his whole hypocrisy. He,
Yeah,
so he's a moron.
he's very hypocritical. And I feel like he doesn't have the mental capacity to be speaking about politics. Whatever he said up there on the podium, I feel like somebody wrote that for him. He got paid to make an appearance, and definitely Megan Thee Stallion got paid to make an appearance.
Oh no, payment bourgeoisie Negroes all around though. Quavo and Megan, just like I'm not gonna really hate on them really as much. Well, Quavo just irritates me anyway, but I'm not gonna hate on Megan as much though because everybody got to get their hustle on, and gotta
Yeah.
eat. And they cut that check, and she was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this. So, because you know
Right.
you gotta eat.
um, remember this: the bigger the money, the bigger the monkey. Okay? So there are people willing to sell themselves out for the price of $1 because I think you can have but so much money to the point where you can say no. It gets to a point where you can turn down some stuff. Like I'm pretty sure there have been actors and actresses that have turned down parts no matter how much money, but they probably say, no, this goes against my moral character. I don't want to be portrayed in this light. So she could have still said no. That's that's
Oh
how I feel.
wow. You definitely are right though. Don't know if you noticed though when that movie Django Unchained, that slavery movie, they had originally offered the role to Will Smith, but he turned it down because of the script, slavery and the use of the N word. He didn't like it, and then they gave it to Jamie Foxx. So it does prove though that a lot of people be like, yeah, I'm gonna turn that down. I don't really want this though. But not everybody has morals though. Not everybody like has walls. So it definitely Quavo and Megan prove though, no matter how much money you may have and how much you're doing your thing though, when someone cuts a check, that doesn't matter who it is and it doesn't matter what it's for, they'll do it though.
Mhm.
So that's just wow, that's sad. That's very sad.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna go back to these clips one more time because it's very insulting. Oh my gosh. Okay. So
I have
here
to
we
do
are.
double take.
I mean, look at Quavo. Look at
Dressed,
this mess.
dressed like a dog on Powerpuff Girl saying Kamala stands on business. Kamala stands on business. What do you mean Kamala stand on business? What has she ever done that standing on business?
I don't know. I don't know. What in the world?
Now I know my ladies in the crowd love their body. Real hot girls. And if you want to keep loving your body, you know who to go for. Hey, hey, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Body crazy, curvy, baby. Yeah, yeah. Body crazy, curvy, baby. Now I know my
Yada,
ladies in the
yada, yada,
crowd love
yada,
their
yada.
body.
You're absolutely right. She did perform. I remember now. She did perform this mess. Okay. Body yada 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 yada.
You know, the the Wretched Girl anthem, body yada yada yada.
She
If like
did.
no joke, if I was there at that point, I would just walk out. I can if I come to hear politics and all I hear is body yada 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 yada, I'm walking out. And then done being a Republican. I mean a Democrat. Just stop it.
Oh my God. This is ridiculous, man. This is like a circus act. And see, this is what I was talking about when I said in the comment section that this was a circus act. And Kamala Harris is part of the circus. She's
Look
part
what
of it.
look what she got on. How is this appropriate for the event? This is a crucial election. This was their chance to show the world what they're gonna do. What does body yada 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 have to do with
I
politics?
guess to keep our minds distracted and make us feel good in the moment so we can be like, oh yeah, we're gonna vote for Kamala Harris. Mm.
Very
I
provocative
cannot.
outfit. Well, I wouldn't say her outfit is provocative because Megan Thee Stallion has wore worse things before. So at least she's a tad bit
Mm.
still tacky.
Kamala Harris. Now I want to know who her supporters are. We already know a bunch of idiots. Who
Is
support? Uh-huh.
not not trying to be mean, but Kamala supporters are probably just a whole bunch of females with the vendetta to get back at their fathers and get back at men. I mean,
I get it. No, speak your mind. Speak your mind. I'm not going to judge. Speak your mind. You have a right to say how you feel. And
because I be trying to censor myself though, because I love women and things like that. I don't want to say things that may be out of pocket to some females.
no, but you're speaking of a certain group of people, not all. So I get it. Um, Yeah, because that's what my friend was saying. He was like, a lot of what Kamala is doing, she's pandering to a lot of females, and she's not really considering the male vote. But, Trump is thinking about everybody. Like, he's not just pandering to females. So, yeah, this is a complete horror show.
And the Republicans, I know we're talking about what Megan did, but the Republicans are a mess anyway. Having Amber Rose speak for you, who was a champion of the slut walk. That's very, I mean, so like,
Wait a minute. I did hear about that. My sister was telling me about Amber Rose gave a speech. She gave a speech. What in the world? She don't even look. Hold on.
yeah,
She don't
Amber
even.
Rose. Yeah, she spoke for the Republicans.
Okay. All right. Let me pull up her speech, y'all, because this is the first time I'm hearing about. Well, hearing her speech. These are my people. Okay. Let me hear what she got to say. Oh yeah, this is some mess right here.
What's going on?
Hello, my name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals. We all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician and I don't want to be, but I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump.
What in the hell?
I know this because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse, and I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
That's actually a lie, but let her continue.
And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. Oh my goodness. So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank
you. Oh man. I mean, I'll give Amber this. It was wholesome. She wasn't jiggling no booty or saying body yaddy 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 yaddy. But other than that, what came out of her mouth was
you for
straight
your
up
service,
garbage.
Dad.
Say that again, knowledge seeker.
Oh, did you hear me?
What were you saying?
Oh, the last part I was just saying. I will say this though. She with one good positive. She did keep it wholesome. She wasn't like a Megan Thee Stallion up there jiggling booty and just saying body yaddy 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 yaddy. So I will give her that. I will give her that. It was wholesome. Everything else was just straight garbage that came out of her mouth.
you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you.
Oh
When I
wow.
met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump. My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay now. Okay. All right. We got to talk about that.
I already get. I'll let you just get your opinions out right now before I say what I'm gonna say though, because
Yes.
I
Yes, I
already
can't
been
wait.
saw the video. I already been saw the video. So what's
Okay.
going through your mind?
So, firstly, like the way she started off, I could respect it because they do push that whole rendition of he's a racist, he's a racist. They keep doing that. But I think, her speech, it was written, it was pre-written. And I don't really know if those are her true sentiments because she's talking about she gets pissed when she goes to put gas in her car. Excuse me, I don't really think she has the issues that most Americans have.
I
Okay.
was going to, like you took the words out of my mouth though. She is a influencer, been doing the thing for many, many years too though. Not to mention a champion of the slut walk. These feminine, I mean, these feminazi women love her, donate money to her. So I don't think she really has these issues that me and you go through. So that was yeah, I call BS on that one. But continue.
Mhm. Also, I want to say, like, I want to think about when Donald Trump was in office. It was, I think, 2017, 2018, 2019. And did he come out in 2020? That was the last year. It was 2020, right?
That was his last run in office, 2020. So four
Yeah,
years we
because
had him.
okay, so let's think about during those years, what happened in my life and what happened in your life. I know what happened in my life. I know exactly what went on with me. And then I see what happened from the time that Biden came in. That was 2021, 2022, 2023. Now we're in 2024. Things went downhill for me. I don't know about you.
I mean, she wasn't as much as I have reservations on Trump, though. I will say, wasn't really affected during the 4 years he was in office, though. That's one thing Black folks you really got to be honest with, though. Despite the messed up nonsense Trump be saying, were you affected financially? Were you affected, whenever your businesses when he was in office? Though, because I tell you, I took so much these last 4 years with Biden. This administration I've worked like a dog and I had to just really focus on trying to make some generational wealth and like
Mhm.
these gas prices, food prices. The Democrats are insane with that. So she wasn't really lying in those regards.
Yeah, so when I look at the whole thing as a picture, I try to think about like what went on in my life when these people were in office. And I personally can say that whenever a Democrat got into office, we always got laid off. When the
No, for real.
Republicans were in office, I always had steady income, more than one job. Like I used to work two jobs for a number of years, lucrative income. So that's what I go off of. So I mean, you just got to kind of think like what went on in your life when these people were in office. And I know like everybody's going to probably have a different story, but the consensus has been in the last 3 to 4 years that American people are out here struggling and they're not doing well. They're not happy about it. Jobs have been at an all-time low. It's hard to get a job. They're very low-paying jobs. They're talking about gas prices. The interest rates have risen. It's hard to get loans for people that want to get a house. Rent has increased. It's really gotten out of control. I mean, that's just what I get out of it, but
And
it's
that could be another discussion. We always vote democratically, but we always seem to suffer the most when these people are in office. Let's not even talk about the fact the 8 years Obama was in office, black people were not graduating, and we were being killed by the cops in record numbers during the 8 years Obama was in office. How does things like that happen on a black Republican like in office? I mean, like a black Democrat in office, and we
Mhm.
have to vote Democrat every 4 years. So just think about that for a moment.
No, you're right, because I do remember that there was a slew of police brutalities going on. And it got so bad that one of my coworkers was telling me that her son was getting very, very upset because of the remarks that Barack Obama made about the killings. Like he wasn't really being, how passionate we would be about it. He wasn't being passionate about it at all. And it's almost like he was very passive and almost kind of like making excuses for some of it.
I would say it was just very well. Just gotta be honest. He ignored us though. We had what Tamir Rice, Walter Scott's,
Yes.
Sandra Bland, dozens like those are just the big numbers. Not to mention the people that don't make the news and things like that. And for him not to speak on those issues was very heartbreaking,
Yes.
and it never stopped when he was in office.
No.
And but
Go ahead.
but I will say I talked to a friend of mine about that though. He was just saying that was out of Obama's control anyway. You got to keep in mind he's the president of America, not Black America. And my friend also said I feel like why we were getting killed by the cops because these racist people were retaliating because we had a quote unquote Black president in office. So
Mm.
yeah, think about that also. That's just for food for thought. I mean for the mind.
Now, wasn't that during the time of Trayvon Martin?
Yeah, the 2010s. Yeah.
Trayvon Martin, I remember that because we actually tried to have a little rally near my former college campus, and we did a gathering. And the next time we got a group of people and we were going to gather again, my daddy even got up on the podium and sit and made a speech. And we were, going to go back out there and protest again, but they shut it down. The second time we went, they shut us down. We couldn't even congregate. So it's almost like they meant for some of this stuff to happen under the guise of Barack Obama, just to show us that look, it doesn't matter what you do, how hard you fight, we're gonna have it our way. And I think they used him as the face of being a president, but like the policies, there is nothing going on for us. Nothing was going on behind the political scenes to empower us whatsoever.
Wow. So basically, they took a blackface and put it on a nation that's guilty of white supremacy, and
Mhm.
then continue to do bad things to our community, and then and then slap in the face a million of people by saying like, yeah, y'all can have this face, this image of the country, but still know you a nigga at the end of the day, and you'll be treated like a nigga at the end of the day. Wow.
Basically.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, we already know that these presidents are all related in the bloodline, the 13 bloodlines. So even though they get up there and they cite these things in front of our faces, behind the scenes, they are, still related to one another. Just like, what was it? Barack Obama and I think George Bush, like behind the scenes, those people were going out to dinner together and stuff. They were meeting up behind the scenes. It's not like they hate each other. They have to do that for to the public to make
But
us feel like they're against each other.
just more entertainment and propaganda and keeping up with the
Mhm.
script anyway, because I find it interesting before Trump even ran for presidency, he was best friends with Oprah Winfrey and all those women on that talk show, The View, and things like that. He was on The View back in 2011, and Oprah loved, oh, I mean, not Oprah, Whoopi Goldberg loved her, some Donald Trump. And then, like, but then cut to now, they all
Uh-huh.
dislike him, and he's a bad president and things like that. It's just given entertainment, it's given script. It's
Oh, I
given,
did.
yeah.
I didn't know he was on the Oprah Winfrey show.
Oh no, I actually I sometimes confuse Whoopi Goldberg from Oprah Winfrey. My bad. But I meant to say he was on The View with Whoopi Goldberg and all the girls from that talk show called The View
Oh,
in
yes,
back in
yes,
2011.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
And
Hmm.
oh no, I'll let you speak.
No, because I remember you're absolutely right because that it was a lady on there. She couldn't stand him. It was a oh, I can't think of her name right now. Yeah, with Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg. I know exactly what show you're talking about. One of the women on there could not stand Donald Trump. Let me see if I can find a clip. But Donald Trump has been around for years, like back in the 80s. He's friends with a lot of celebrities behind the scenes. That's why I'm like, all of this is a political strategy when they keep, throwing up the race thing, the race thing, the race thing. If that's the case, look at George Bush Sr. Look at George Bush Jr. Did y'all see when George Bush Jr. got off the plane and shook the African's hand? He didn't want to shake that man's hand. He turned around and wiped his hand on the back of his shirt. Let me see if I can find that clip.
Exact. No,
Nobody
exactly.
talks about that.
We can go. Donald Trump have his shenanigans, though. But we can go down the list of like officials who have done some racist things, more racist things than Trump ever did, though. Are we going to forget how when Biden back in the 90s called us apex predators and how we didn't want our children, his children, going to school with black people and saying we got to lock them up because I don't want them to steal my car or rape my children? Are we going to forget about when Joe Biden said that?
So Joe Biden said, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, Joe Biden. Yeah, that was yeah. Joe Biden. Find that clip though. Find that clip when he was promoting the crime bill, saying we gotta lock him up
I'm
before.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely gonna pull that clip. This is a clip. It says 14 years ago, and I remember this because I saw this. Now look, watch this. You see this? That's George Bush Jr. right here with his stupid looking self. That's what he did with his hand. He's wiping his See, those
wow,
people,
wow.
all these people, they're Haitian, okay? So he didn't want to touch their hands, so he wiped it on Bill Clinton's shirt.
He racist. They
Exactly,
all racist. They all
exactly.
racist.
Now, how come nobody said anything about that?
Mm,
Now I'm gonna
Nobody
go
can.
to go ahead.
Well, I will
I'm
say,
gonna go to the thing that you said about Joe Biden. About what did Joe Biden say?
lock lock up black people. I don't want them to steal my car or rape my children. But just
Okay.
try to do it. Yeah, yeah. Try to
Okay,
tap it as
yeah.
best as you
All
can
right, all
from the
right. We're gonna pull
'90s.
it up. We're gonna pull it up because
From the '90s.
people act like Donald Trump is so racist now. Let's hear some of this stuff that he said.
At least Donald Trump never shook a black person's hand and then wipe off the handshake after. Nobody can say Trump did that though. If y'all would think that these government officials are racist, let's go down the list. Let's go down the list of all of and call them all out. Call them all out.
Okay, so let's see what he said.
It's from the '90s. Joe Biden talking about the crime bill, 1990s. Hmm. Yeah, that nigga. I mean, like not that N word, but that fool done signed that crime bill,
Well,
locked up black folks.
do you hear what he said? Listen to this. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see it. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I was wondering. I've been sitting here waiting.
Oh, I wish you had said something. Let me go back.
I
No
thought you was
wonder you.
struggling trying to bring it up.
Okay, let me go back. Sorry.
Californians discover who is responsible for these astonishingly racist quotes.
This person, he referred to Barack Obama as the first mainstream African American that is articulate and bright and clean, who is articulate and bright and clean and bright and clean. Scale from 1 to 10.
That's racist as It's like a 10.
You still there?
Breaking the
Yes,
scale.
I'm here.
Can't
Can
break
you
the
hear it?
scale. You said rated?
1 to 10.
It was glitching on my end.
9.
Okay, so
I'd say 9. Definitely 9.
who do you guys think said the comment about Barack Obama, saying he was the first
Trump.
Trump? Okay, what do you think?
Probably him.
I hope it wasn't Donald Trump. I like it too much.
When it came to articulate and bright and clean, who do you think said that if you were to guess? I know you guys aren't from the United States, but if you were to guess.
Trump. I don't know.
It was Joe Biden.
No.
Real quote.
No.
It was Joe Biden.
Joe Biden? Really?
You guys, I'm sorry. Joe Biden said that. It's a real quote.
Joe Biden again. No.
Swear.
What?
Joe Biden. It's a real quotes from Joe Biden.
We knew that was racist. We in inflation right now. Racist ass.
Tell you about dinosaurs.
We didn't want you anyway. Kamala racist too. She liked the more black people than any other DA that was on the stand. Hey, that's facts.
It's Joe Biden.
Yeah, so there you go.
Wow. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Is that shocking?
It's very shocking.
And it's not.
Now you see how the media portrays everything, making people, think a certain way about a political candidate. Are you still there?
I'm still there. They didn't even know any of that though, and that's not the video I was telling you about though. But I did know about that quote Joe Biden has said, and then so I've known about what he said about Obama for like I want to say what 4 years, because I woke up in 2016 and saw how racist these politicians were though. But you're right; it just comes to show how good the media is. They can take a man like the mustache. I don't know if I can say the actual name, but that man, the mustache who made those comments. They
Now,
can.
what was the thing you were telling me about Joe Biden? He said something. You said something. He said.
I'm gonna save my last thought for later though, but I'm gonna tell you about the video though. But the video that I had saw, hopefully you can find it though, is maybe it was from '94 or '95. Him basically promoting the crime bill, saying we have to lock them up, just like Joe Biden crime bill, 1990s, lock them up.
Okay.
And the next thing I want to say before I let you, play that video, if you could find it though, the media could take somebody like the guy from Germany with a mustache and make him look like Santa Claus. That's how good our enemies have gotten with the propaganda. They could take somebody who is bad for the American people, but then fix them up and make them look like the freaking Messiah. And that's what we are seeing right now with the Democratic Party is doing. They did it with Joe Biden. Now they're doing it with Kamala Harris, who ain't no good for the black culture. And when I told you in the comments about her track record, locked up black men left and right on marijuana charges, and then bragged on the Breakfast Club how she was smoking marijuana and listening to Biggie and Tupac in college. So you lock them up for marijuana charges, but then brag about how you smoked marijuana in college. Oh, Kamala.
Kamala?
Yeah, that's what Kamala. Yeah, that's all Kamala. That's all Kamala Harris.
Okay, I think I
Yeah.
found it. It says Biden
They
on controversial 94 crime bill.
yeah. Play it.
All right, I
Maybe
don't know
it's
which
probably
one. Okay.
they tried their
Let's,
damnedest to remove that video.
they probably did try to remove it. Let's see.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use
I can send me 20,000. All right, let's see. Let's keep going.
town halls and joins us now in the studio. All right, so let's start with the Biden campaign.
Let's start there. Yeah, we're going to start by taking a look at the former vice president's record on law and order, specifically his backing of a controversial bill from the early 90s. Now, we should also say we're going to do one candidate at a time this morning because they weren't on the same stage last night.
One of the major issues for Biden during his campaign has been his support of the 1994 crime bill, which has been widely criticized as racist. Here's what he said about that last night.
The Black Caucus voted for it. Every black mayor supported it across the board.
We're calling this one Be Careful for a few reasons. For starters, it's impossible to know whether every black mayor in the country at the time supported the bill, although it did have support from some prominent black mayors, including the mayor of Baltimore. As for the Congressional Black Caucus, a majority of the caucus did vote for the bill, but not every member. The bill was also opposed by the NAACP at the time. Biden has also made some claims about what happened after the bill passed. We'll test them together.
Violent crime actually went down precipitously. Remember the significant rise in violent crime that was occurring in the late 80s into the 90s. It went down and fewer African Americans were arrested.
We're also calling this one Be Careful because it needs unpacking. Biden is talking about community policing here and the result of the 94 crime bill. According to a Government Accountability Office report, violent crime from 1994 to 2000 only fell about 2.5%, not exactly precipitously. Biden is likely drawing on the controlled numbers in that same study, which said adjusted for community differences, the bill with funding for community patrols accounted for 7% of the fall in violent crime, but still far from precipitous. He is right, though, that African-American arrests dropped after the bill passed, despite it largely being credited with continuing the trend of mass incarceration for minority Americans.
Now, Biden has said before and said again.
I found
No,
the
I want
actual
to
video.
actually hear what he said.
I'm going to
I
send it
want
to you.
Okay. Yeah, because that's crazy. If he's and that's why I'm saying people. Joe Biden wants to reform the criminal justice system he created. All right, how are you sending it to me?
I'm going to post in the comments on YouTube.
Okay.
I have to do some digging. They tried their damnedest to remove this video.
They probably did, and that's the thing. Like people just take everything for at face value. They don't do any, research on anything. They just go for whatever is pushed in front of their face.
Let me know if you got it.
Okay, let me see. It says it's in the comment section. I don't see anything yet.
Hold on, I'm going to send it again.
Biden faces backlash from NAACP over 94 crime bill. When Joe Biden was young senator at age 30, 3 years ago. Let's see, that's him.
Oh yeah,
I
if
want
you
to
ain't
buy
getting
your
it,
house.
I don't
I
want
can.
this video
Huh?
known. If you're
They
not getting it, yeah, they
uh-huh.
don't want this video to be shown. I think YouTube messing with it. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Are you able to send it to my Instagram?
I'll send it to you. Would you be able to still check it and put it on the screen if I send
Yeah.
it to your Instagram? Okay, well, I'll send it to your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Senate next year will be that of Democrat Joseph Biden of Delaware. So young, in fact, that at the time of his election on November 7th, Biden was not yet old enough to serve. Yesterday, that problem was resolved. ABC Capitol Hill correspondent Bob Clark has the story.
They gave a surprise party yesterday for Joe Biden, who will make history because of his age when he takes his seat in the new Senate.
I don't really care to see that.
All right, it's on your Instagram.
Okay, you send it to, okay, I see a link. Let me click on that. Just a second, y'all. Thank you for your patience. All right, here it is. I see it. Joe Biden introducing the 1994 crime bill. Okay. It went to Facebook. Let me copy. Yeah, it's on Facebook. Okay, let me paste it. See if it'll play. You're going to a link outside. Follow the link. Okay, follow the link. All right, I think I got it. Let me pause it for a second. Here we go. All right, let me share. Share screen, share Joe Biden. Here we go. And this computer is kind of slow. Everything is lagging, so excuse me. Share, share, share. Here we go. Bring it bigger, make it bigger. Unmute and play.
There are two basic steps here. One step is you must take back the streets. And you take back the streets by more cops, more prisons, more physical protection for the people. He also understands what my friend from Texas understands, and he doesn't talk a lot about, but he signed on to in this bill. He also understands there's need to keep people who are first-time offenders, who are nonviolent offenders, or who are potential first-time offenders who haven't gotten, I yield myself an additional 3 minutes, who in fact are people who are getting themselves into the crime stream for the first time, that they should be diverted from the system. So I hope this crime bill, when it passes, the Biden-Hatch crime bill, as it becomes law, God willing, I hope that we will have ended once and for all this notion that is a hangover from the 60s, that somehow Democrats are weak on crime and Democratic presidents are weak on crime and Republicans are tough on crime. The truth is, every major crime bill since 1976 that's come out of this Congress, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden, on that bill, and has had a majority vote of the Democratic members of the United States Senate on the bill. So one of the things I want to do in addition to end the crime is end the political carnage that goes on when we talk about crime. Crime is not Democrat or Republican. Making the streets safe is not a Democratic or Republican issue. This is one of those issues I hope this passage of this bill will be taken out of the gridlock category and moved into an emerging consensus. And the consensus is as follows, and I will cease when I finish this statement. The consensus is, A, we must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become social become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. The Democratic chairman of the Judiciary Committee, the Democratic president of the United States of America, the Democratic attorney general, the Republican leader of this effort, Senator Hatch, the Republican senator from Texas. We all agree on that. Now, we can find some fringe folks in the study groups on the right wing and left wing, libertarians and left-wingers in my party who say, no, that's not what we should do. But politically, that consensus has been arrived at. I acknowledge there was not that consensus in the 60s. There is today. There's a second thing that we all have agreed upon, and that is unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, brother, and humanity, although I think that's a good instinct, but for simple, pragmatic reasons. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. You're looking at the fellow who was one of the primary architects of the Sentencing Commission. You know what the basic premise of the Sentencing Commission is? I know the presiding officer knows. It was the first time in 80 years we rejected the notion that the condition of sentencing must be related to how long it would take to rehabilitate. I'm the guy that said rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, there's the federal system, you serve 85% of your time. I remember when it was going on, when I was making these arguments in the late 70s, they used to call it Biden's same time for the same crime.
All right. Knowledge Seeker, did he say anything else?
That's about it.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute. Yeah. So what were your thoughts on what he just said?
I still think it's come from a place of some BS. Just still gaslighting, just saying like I wanted to, we all know what he wanted to say. These young black people are barbarians, animals. I want them to harm poor white people. I don't care what they've gone through and what they've seen and how much they've been deprived of opportunities. Let's just lock them up. I ain't got time for their BS. Lock them up. Don't matter if it's small or minor. Lock them up.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting how they play a major key factor in developing these issues within the melanated culture. And then when it's time to deal with it, they just push it to the side and distance themselves from it. But they are the orchestrator of a lot of what happens to melanated people. And this goes on a lot. And now that we're talking about it, Kamala Harris is live right now. What in the freaking world? She's about to, I'm about to, hold on. I got to share my screen for a second. I didn't know this. Hold on. This is some mess right here. Hold up. Thanks to the failed economic policies of Kamala Harris, Floridians have spent nearly $15,000 per year more due to inflation. Yeah, she's no good for America. No good at all. Somebody said, love her suit. It looks presidential. Yeah, get over it.
Middle class, punish working people, and make the cost of living go up for millions of Americans. And on the other hand, when I'm elected president, what we'll do, what we will do to bring down costs, increase the security and stability financially of your family, and expand opportunity for working and middle class Americans.
How does she plan on doing that? Live.
So now is the time to chart a new way forward. Now is the time to chart a new way forward, to build a new way forward. Yeah. This election, I do strongly believe, is about two very different visions for our nation.
I can't.
One, ours, focus.
Everything coming out her mouth is just straight BS. Everything that comes out of the top of her head is stuff.
Thank you. It's like she doesn't say how she's going to do any of this stuff. You know, she's just talking about doing this and doing that, but how? How are you going to do this stuff? She doesn't have a plan.
It's Obama 2.0. It's
Exactly.
Obama 2.0.
Exactly, Charles. It's a form of warfare. And those stupid supporters sitting behind her holding up signs, they're just as dumb as she is. I can't. I'm so over it, y'all. We got to save ourselves, people. If you're out here and you're listening under the sound, guys, of my voice, save yourself. Don't look for these political candidates to help you because they're not in the business of helping the people. That's not what they're there for. They're all puppets, every last one of them.
I'm not voting this year. I'm not voting this year.
I'm right along with you. I didn't vote last year, and I don't care who doesn't like it. I didn't vote last year, and I don't even know if I voted the year before that because I'm just not. I can't. This is like, I thought it was bad. It has gone from bad to worse.
It's
I'm tired of this work.
it's almost like we're living in the twilight zone. A shift is about to happen. Though. Like it's one of those things where like the creator be with us, the ancestors be with us.
Please. For real. Oh my gosh. You said generational warfare. You are so right. Well, Knowledge Seeker, we've been on here for about 2 hours and 14 minutes. Do you have any closing words before we head out?
Oh yeah, I was about to say it was time to wrap it up. I got to still move the stuff around my apartment though, but I will just say though, it is once again like I always say, it is crazy out here. Do not buy into the media propaganda. It's time to just worry about you, yourself, and I, your mental state, and refrain for what these demons got going on. It's time for us to stop playing the games of these elites. It's all really just television propaganda. It's buffoonery on both ends though. You got Amber Rose, the slut walk girl, saying Trump is standing on business and like he's gonna put food on the table and stop the gas prices. And then you just got Kamala Harris with Megan Thee Stallion, body yada 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 yada. I'm done with politics. I'm done with these politicians. I'm done with these people telling me how to think, how to act, how to vote. I am sipping my tea and I'm staying to myself this year. So I encourage everybody out there, don't buy the propaganda, be to yourself and unplug the TV when you see CNN, Fox News, whatever debate election going on. Don't buy into it. Don't buy into it. Protect your mind.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that, Knowledge Seeker. Thank you, Charles. You be safe as well. And my sentiments are with Knowledge Seeker. I am not buying into the nonsense, the divisiveness, all of this Democrat versus Republican, red versus blue. I don't care. Vote blue no matter who. Y'all do what y'all want. Because at the end of the day, we are still going to have to survive out here no matter who becomes the president. We are still going to have to save ourselves. I don't care who sits in front of that podium. They are not for us. They are for themselves. And it's still all the trickery that's going on. And I'm just over it at this point. And I'm not giving it all my energy, my time, my effort. And y'all can stop texting my phone, stop sending me emails, just leave me alone. Y'all don't care about anybody until it's election time. You didn't care about me all the last 3 to 4 years I was out here dealing with what I was going with. Don't care about it now. That's just how I feel because they so full of it, y'all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So on that, I'm gonna be signing out. I'm about to do my thing. And if you do another F Your Feelings Friday next week, though, I won't be able to attend. I'm leaving on vacation next Friday, so I won't be here if you do one though. But this has been very very interesting. So yeah, it's good to be back. So
Yeah, make sure
I'm
y'all
heading on.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out Knowledge Seekers channel. Have fun on your vacation, Knowledge Seeker, if I don't talk to you again. And I would love to hear about it when you return. All right?
All right, stay blessed, and may the Creator and the ancestors watch over us all.
Yes, thank you so much. Good night, Knowledge Seeker. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and sign on out. I just wanted to say a formal goodbye to you all. I'm going to turn off my camera, and we're going to be up out of here, y'all. So thank you so much for everybody that tuned in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. As always, continue to walk in your divinity, and you all stay blessed. Signing out.